Moonlight Murder. Saturday morning, 9:15 a.m. Miss Percival, the owner of Buckley Manor, has just been discovered dead in bed. Dr. Hayes called the police.
Good morning, doctor. What's going on here?
I arrived here at 9 o'clock this morning to see Mrs. Percival, who had been ill for some time. I found that she was dead.
I see. What was the cause of death?
At first I thought it was a heart attack, but now I believe that Mrs. Percival was poisoned.
Why do you think she was poisoned?
There was a glass on the table next to her bed. It had some milk in it. It smelled odd, so I tasted. It had a bitter taste. In my opinion, it had been mixed with arsenic.
How long has she been dead?
About 10 hours.
I must question everybody in the house.
All the guests meet in a lounge.
I suspect that Mrs. Percival was murdered at about 11 p.m. last night. For the reason I have to ask each other to tell me what you were doing at that time. Mr. Firth, you were Mrs. Percival's grandson and heir, aren't you?
Yes, I recently had a car accident. I hurt my back. I haven't been able to drive since. I am staying with my aunt. She has been very good to me.
Mrs. Edwards, can you tell me where you were at 11 p.m. last night?
Of course, I was playing bridge with Peter in the lounge. I went to bed at about 11:30 p.m. and Peter went for a short walk.
Colonel Masters, where were you last night?
My wife and I went to bed about 10:30 p.m. We stopped in by my sister's room to say goodnight. When we left her, she was reading a detective story.
Did you like your sister, Colin?
Yes, we like each other very much, but recently her illness made her very nervous. She was a very rich woman, you know. She thought someone wanted to kill her for her money.
Lord Bramley Smith, where were you last night at 11 p.m.?
Well, I was talking to Mrs. Percival until 10 p.m., but we argued, so I left and went to the pub. I met Peter on the way back from the pub about 11 p.m., and we returned to the house together. We were discussing the land that Miss Percival refused to sell to me. That was the reason for our argument. The old lady wouldn't listen to me, and she made me very angry. Peter said he'd talk to his grandmother for me.
Miss Milton, you are the housekeeper, aren't you?
Yes, I've been here for 20 years. I nursed that Mrs. Percival was during her illness. She had a glass of milk every night before she was going to sleep. I took it up to her last night about 10:45 p.m. On the way downstairs, I met Mrs. Edward. She told me she was going to bed.
Is it true that Mrs. Percival was going to change her will and that she wanted to leave everything to you?
Yes, it's true, sir.
Where were you yesterday, Mr. Watson?
I drove Miss Firth into town about 5 o'clock. He said he had to go to the chemist to get some ointment to rub on his back. I collected him here at 6 o'clock after I had washed the car at the garage. When we got back to the house, he told me to go home. I spent the evening watching television with my wife.
Thank you all for your help.
P.C. Baker, I think I know who the murderer is. Bramley Smith says that Peter was on his way back from the pub, but Mrs. Edwards says they were playing bridge together. She is the murderer.
Edwards, how could you?
Because if she died, we will get her money because she was here.
It's 1100 and you're under arrest.